to have permission to be filmed, your likeness and identity to be used on YouTube, but
Sure.
also artificial intelligence, where I can use your likeness and identity to get a new ID and open up several credit cards.
Sure.
Are those your beans?
I guess so. They're free beans.
He said he didn't even order beans. What'd you get?
Audubon, California.
An Autobata in California?
Yeah.
I would be willing to do all that, and I would be willing to be in it. And
Yeah, be one of the.
I don't care. I really should be reading this, but aside from that, I've kind of had a rough day. I ended up at the coffee shop and I ran into the owner. And when I was talking to the owner, we were just talking about how is everything, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, he was telling me, he told me that for a lot of the videographers that he's hired in the past, there gets a certain point when, they just run out of ideas and don't know what else to shoot. And you get kind of bored shooting coffee. And it's funny because when I heard that, I said, yeah, I feel that. I get it. And now in hindsight, I kind of think to myself, well, you know what? I think maybe I was going to be laid off from doing the content for the coffee shop. For those that don't know, I film content for a local coffee shop. This coffee shop was right next door to my clothing store that I had. And I still continue to do the videos there. But maybe like a year ago now, we had a video that went viral. It was like 1.5 million views. And a lot of our other videos were doing like 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 views. But since that time, there's been different employees, and some of the employees just aren't in the mood to film funny videos and stuff. It got to a certain point where I would have to ask the employees if they wanted to film, and a lot of them weren't in the mood. And I got to the point where like I'm just not going to ask them anymore. I'm just going to film B-roll. And I've been filming B-roll quite a bit. I would say too much. But honestly, I just got to the point where I just got sick of asking. And I've kind of known like B-roll wasn't the answer. Because when you check the analytics, the B-roll views always are lower. At first, people are hyped about it. And then they kind of have seen it before. How many times can you see the same coffee shots, So you can do it as cinematic as you want, but at the end of the day, B-roll is B-roll. And I knew this day was going to come, but I just kind of wasn't expecting it. But we had a conversation, and I think at the end of it, everything's fine. But I think this month, like the month of May, I really need to like be creative and think of different ways to make content down there than the typical B-roll. And that's something I need to solve. So a lot of my day today, I was like on social media, looking at different coffee shops, their content, studying, seeing what they do. And I don't know, I got to the point where I was done with it for the day. The other thing I did was I met my friend Scott for lunch. I always meet up with Scott probably once a month. We try to at least. Scott, he showed up in my vlogs many, many vlogs ago. And I've been friends with him since high school. And we've remained friends ever since. I would say in life I don't know, at least in my life, I don't have a lot of like close friends. I would say like no more than 10, probably more likely 5. and definitely Scott is one of those. And whenever we meet up, we always catch up on like each other's lives, give each other advice, encouragement, things like that. And that's my dog, but you know what? I don't even care. If you don't care, I don't care. Hold on, that's really annoying. Okay. But we ended up going to Lolita's taco shop, and I didn't film a lot because we had a lot of conversations and stuff, and it's not like, it's more like real life, you know? But Scott scored. He got a big like tub of beans. I don't know. The guy accidentally said, well, the guy said, I'll be right back with your beans. We didn't know what he was talking about. He came back with those big things of beans, and Scott didn't even order those. But they were delicious. We ate them. Compliments to the chef. He got a California adobada burrito, which I believe is adobada with French fries, basically. And I ended up getting a carne asada burrito, just straight up standard. You know, it was Taco Tuesday yesterday. Oh, the other news is last night I ended up trying to go to Taco Tuesday. I was going to get tacos for my family. I go to the taco place I want to go where they have this Taco Tuesday deal that's amazing. I went there and there was a long line out the door. Apparently other people knew it was Cinco de Mayo and Taco Tuesday. What a special occasion. So that didn't work out. And then I had to do some online order. And I just had the realization too, like, I got to get my life in order and get back to the grind and just do what I do. It's just all this stuff with the move, all this stuff, like figuring out where to put all my things. That's been rough, you know, but it's life. The other thing is, I don't know if you saw, but I posted a video about the game of life, and it was kind of like shot cinematically, I guess. And when I put that video out, it was a 10 of 10 video. Like, for those that don't really know YouTube as far as like publishing, somehow it ranks your videos, and if you have like a really outstanding video, it's a 1 of 10. And a really crappy video is a 10 of 10. And I put some effort into that video, and it was a 10 of 10. And I'm not exactly sure what I did or why it is that way, but I got a lot of positive comments on it, but it was a 10 of 10. And what's weird is I ended up making a video later on in the day, shot here, like this, and it ended up being a 2 of 10. I didn't make this video to make it be a 1 of 10 or anything. I just wanted to film, wanted to continue. I wanted to continue my streak of putting videos out, sharing my thoughts, sharing my life, and that's what's going on with me. So today was like not the best of days because obviously, like with the coffee shop thing, the way I am with everything I put out, I want to try my hardest and put out good quality work. And when I know that it's like subpar, it really bums me out because especially if I'm doing it for someone else, I don't want to do like junky work. You know what I mean? I want to do a good job. And if I couldn't do a good job, I just don't want to do it. There's a few other places I would shoot for, and I knew I wasn't the right guy. In this particular situation, I know that I can be the right guy. I just haven't really figured out how to do it. And I enjoy it over there. Everyone's super cool, really chill, easy to work with people. So I'm going to try to figure that out and, you know, just keep plugging away. Basically, this video is going to be short. I answered a bunch of YouTube comments today and things like that. It was a good day overall. I mean, I think I started off this video right now saying it was a bad day, but it just had a lot of rough hiccups. On the other news too, my son Jared, he's been a little sick. He's got some kind of stomach bug, and you know, that's always hard because especially with Jared, for those that don't know, Jared is nonverbal. He can't tell me when he's not feeling good. All I can do is guess and just stare at him and wonder how he's feeling, if he looks weird or if he looks better. And that's always a stressful situation when things aren't right. But earlier this morning, he seemed to have a stomach ache. And later towards the afternoon, he seemed fine. So hopefully it's just one of those like little things that's going to pass. But in the meantime, just got to keep an eye on him, hope for the best, and, keep doing what I'm doing. So I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with something more of an adventure than today, or at least maybe something insightful. But that was my day. Hopefully you had a great day, and I'll catch you tomorrow.